what you want to cover. Okay? If you want to go over the final, that's fine with me. If you want to learn about something else, about the programming language, something that I know that you might be interested in, or just pick a topic, like I want to learn more about C, I want to learn more about Java, I want to learn more about Perl, maybe you guys want to see the back end of my track database or something like that in Unix, I don't know. It's up to you. But this is when you can start taking the final. I haven't created the final yet, but what I think I'm going to do is grab quiz questions. I think I'm going to make it 50. It's worth 160 points. Since this is a new class, really, 160 points. So it's not going to make or break you. It's not going to kill you. It used to be worth like 250, I think. So I think it's going to be, let's see. I think I'll have 50 quiz questions that I'm going to grab from throughout the semester, right? Which you'll just take a quiz, and it'll just be auto-graded, right? So you just take a quiz, multiple choice. And then I think I'm going to have you write some kind of a program that I'm going to have you write some Python and turn it in. And it's going to be something like, that covers a little bit of like everything that we've done so far. Like, it might just be like something silly like, might have you guys do something like, see my black one works better. I might say, question, or say write a Python script that prompts the user for an integer, right? So you might do that, and then print out, formatted print, formatted write justified or something like that. And then I might say create a list of the numbers 1 through 10. Something like this, you know. And so you'll just be going through doing things from 0 through 9, something like that. And you know a list is something in square brackets, right? So it'd be 0, 1. And then I might say create a dictionary. Create a tuple. You know, I'm just going to go through I'm just going to hit the highlights, probably. And this will just be Python stuff. And all these are kind of like almost one line. It'll be simple. It's probably going to take you like an hour to do this. It's not going to be like write the theater seating program. It's going to be nothing that big. Okay. And I might do a try except. We're going to learn that today. Or actually, are we doing exceptions? Yeah, Thursday. I don't think we'll get to it today. Try except statements. And object-oriented programming. I might have you create a simple class just to see that you have learned some Python and know how to do some things. Okay. So it'll be probably 50 questions, and it's all going to be open book. Open book, everything. The quiz you'll have 2 attempts at. It'll only show you the wrong answers that you missed. Okay. Now this thing is going to be just a Python script that you're going to turn in. So I'll probably make the quiz worth 100 and this worth 60, something like that. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking right now. All right. I'll make sure you guys have logged in here. Okay, let me admit everybody. Admit Richard. Okay, there. Cool. So we've only really got we've only got really 6 classes left, and that's it. Okay, and we're only really going to cover new material probably in 4 of the classes. Okay. So we're really winding down, and everybody's doing pretty well. Did everybody see that I posted more extra credit? Has everybody seen that? Okay. And this is funny, this is the Pig Latin assignment, right? Okay, this is right out of the book. Has anybody ever spoke Pig Latin? You have?
Meaning?
Raise your hand if you've ever, if you know what Pig Latin is. Okay. I remember like doing it when I was a kid, and like my little brother, I'm the oldest of 5, and then you might talk in Pig Latin and they wouldn't understand you. You know, the younger kids wouldn't understand you. You know, it's like uye, av hey, inbe, have you been, you know. So it's like you take the word like you and you take the first letter off, but if it's a Y, so it'd be oo, yay. You just add, I guess it would be AY like that. And like bin would be in bay. You take the first letter off and add AY to it. And what's the other one? I think if it's a vowel, it's like I-yay or something like that. Does that sound right?
That's what I did intuitively without knowing the rule.
Like two would be
What else could you?
ute.
Yes.
So you have to write a Pig Latin translator thing. So I think you can do it relatively easy with everything that we've learned so far. So that's worth, I think, let me pop this up real fast. Where's our class at? Okay, here we go. Yeah, Pig Latin, that's worth 50 points, so that's pretty big. And then most of you guys have done the 20-point student feedback here, or class evaluation. So yeah, do the 50-point, and that's due May 13th. I don't want to be grading during. I want to have everything in now early because I have to submit all my grades by like, I think. Whoops. Oh yeah, listen. Don't know. But I think I have to have my grades in by like Thursday or something. And they're real strict about that. So I don't want people to turn in stuff here because then I have a lot more grading to do this week. I'm hoping to have, by the time your final is done, and then I'll grade, and then all I have to grade really is your Python script. Everything else will be automatically graded. Where do you find the student feedback? Oh, yeah, let me show you. That link might not have worked. So you just go to right here, course evaluation. You see that on the home page? And then I think you just click this. Yeah. And then once you get through it, just take a screen grab of it and then just submit that through D2L. And I don't read any of, I haven't even read any of your student feedback. I'll probably read it after the course is all over. I haven't read anything that you guys wrote. So don't feel like if you don't like me or write something bad, I'm gonna give you a bad grade. I haven't read anything at all, okay? I'll read it after the semester's over. All I'm doing is looking that you submitted it and I'm giving you the full 20 points. Okay? So let me admit everybody. So it's good to see you guys finishing off the semester strong. We still have a pretty good class here, pretty decent attendance, so it's been really fun teaching you so far. Enjoyed it. Hopefully you've gotten something out of it yourselves. I like teaching face-to-face a lot better than my online classes because I never get to meet the people online usually. So anyway, let's keep rolling. Oh, I have a good story for you guys. I don't know if I told you, I went to get gas yesterday. I don't know if I told you about Speedway, if you get gas at Speedway. If you put in your phone number, you can create an account with just your phone number, then you'll get 5 cents off gas. Which is pretty good, 5 cents. Is, you know, you're filling up your tank. That could be like, you know, if it's 20 gallons, that's $1, right? You're saving right there. So I go to the Speedway and I try to type in my phone number, and it's not working. You know, pushing the buttons on the thing didn't work. So I go inside, I get the guy, I was like, hey, can you come out and help me, Adrian? And he came out, he's trying to push the buttons, it didn't work. He said, well, let's try this other pump right here. So he pushed the button, and he types his own phone number in instead of mine, which is cool. I was gonna give him mine, and he's like, oh, you're gonna get my discount, which is 20 cents off per gallon.
Wow.
So I was filling up my tank, he says, okay, you're gonna get my discount, 20 cents off a gallon. And gas is like super expensive right now, so I probably saved, you know, I put in almost 20 gallons, so what's that, $4 right there, so. Yeah. But anyway, if you haven't ever signed up for Speedway, it doesn't take credit card or anything, just sign up for an account, all you have to put is your phone number. And you type it in and you'll save 5 cents. Okay. All right, so let's go over what's covered today. Any questions about anything? All right. All right, so here's what we're going to try to do today. Today is the 30th. What's due today? Okay, there's a lot of stuff due tonight. The Module 10 quiz is due tonight. I think it's 25 questions. We have the Module 10 interview questions. And we kind of went over this, I think, in the last class. Hey guys, you know, what operator is used for comparison between strings, right? And you guys answered that, I think, in the last class, right? The double equal sign is one. The not equal, the greater than, the less than. Describe a print function that uses an F string to display the float variable myAverage with 2 decimal points. I want you to actually write the print function out. Just going to erase today. So write out the print function. Don't just describe it. Like in my other class, some people were trying to describe it in words. Just write out the print function, right? Just write out print, a formatted print, right? That's going to display some variable with .2f, right? That would display x with 2 decimal points. Okay. How do you concatenate strings? How do you repeat a string? How do you remove leading and trailing white space? You guys should know that. Capitalize. How do you capitalize the first letter of a string? What's the string method to convert a string to all lowercase? You should know that. And then you also have due tonight the check protection lab, where you're supposed to convert a number into something that looks like in a field of 10 characters. Okay, so remember the paycheck thing? If your paycheck is going to say $399.99, and there's all these blank spaces over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Instead of writing it like that, I want you guys, when they submit $399.99, to put in asterisk, 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 $399.99. So that's what you have to output. Okay. That's all you're doing. It's not that hard. I've already graded it for my other class. Their stuff is due the day before yours. And I mean, some people wrote really long programs, and one guy wrote 2 lines. You could do it in 2 lines. Okay? Input it and output it. Okay, so that's what all this is due tonight. Now, what is due next Tuesday? Okay? So nothing's due Thursday. Next Tuesday, you've got, let me pull this up. You've got these 3 exercises from the book. 9.1, so we're in chapter 9 now, 9.2, 9.3. Okay. So basically we're going to learn how to write to files now. Okay. Everything up until this point has been variables that has been in your program, but we've never written anything that's persistent, that stays. Right? All the variables disappear when your script is done. Now we're gonna write to files that are persistent, they stay around, and you can write to them and then read back in from them, okay? So that's what we're gonna be doing with these exercises, okay? So this is due next Thursday, all right? So I'll let you guys, it's written in your D2L, but it's 9.1, 9.2, 9.3. In there, when it says, if it says do IPython, just write a script. You need to write a script. IPython is just interactive Python. Okay, and I'm going to show you something today with IPython, but just use regular Python. Use VS Code and create a script. Okay, so you're going to create 3 different scripts in this one. Okay, and that's next Tuesday, and then next Thursday, the 9th, you've got Module 11 quiz and a brainstorm. And the brainstorm is just, you're replying to somebody else's, you're posting your work and replying to a couple other person's classmates' work, okay?
When's the last day of class?
What's that?
When's the last day of class?
Last day of class, let me pull this back up. Oops. Good question. I have, let's see. Oh, I've got a cheat sheet. Hang on. It is, let me switch this back over. You missed this thing, Adrian. Let me see if I can pop this back up here. Oh, did I get rid of it? Can I? Did I already get rid of the browser there? Dang it. I guess I did. No, I'll pull it up again. That's weird. Closed off. Anyway, it's called Calendar Home. So this is a pretty cool place if you want to print out calendars. You can print, and you can make your own calendar, or you can just print out a whole one for the whole year. But anyway, there's May. So here you go, Adrian. This is today, which is the 30th, and I can write on this thing. This is today. Today we're covering files, and then exceptions on Thursday. And then next Tuesday, object-oriented programming. Next Thursday, object-oriented programming. This is a free class. This one's free, and this is the last day of class, right here. And this is when your final starts. You can begin your final. And this, the 19th, is really the last day of the whole semester. Final ends. Okay. So we've really got 1, 2, 3, 4 days with new material. And then I'll let you guys decide what we want to learn on free days. Okay? And then, if you want to go over the final, it's fine with me. I'll have it written by then. And the final is going to be I think it's going to be a 50-question quiz, multiple choice quiz, and then a 60-point Python assignment where you write a Python script, and it's going to be something like prompt the user for an integer, print the integer formatted, create a list, create a dictionary, create a tuple, do a try except, do some object-oriented programming, stuff like that. Did that
Yeah.
help you out?
Yeah.
Okay. I think some other people came in late. So anybody else have any questions about where we're going? Oh, did I get everybody in here? Let's see. Yusuf, okay. All right, cool. All right, guys, let's dive into files, and we have some exercises where you get to create files. Okay? All right. Okay, up until now, all the data structures, the lists, the sets, the dictionaries, tuples, the variables, they've all been temporary. We've written variables, we know we create them with a certain naming convention, right? They can't start with a number. They can't start with a special character. Those variables are all just temporary. As soon as your Python script ends, they go away, they disappear. The data is lost. So what we're going to be doing is writing data to files, and that's long-term retention of typically large amounts of data. Files have several popular formats. One's called JSON. Has anyone heard of JSON? You ever heard the term JSON? Good. And it stands for JavaScript Object Notation. And we'll look at that a little bit. And then CSV. Has anybody heard of a CSV file? That stands for comma separated value. So we're going to look at mainly those two files. Python has a standard library, a CSV module that you can import, and they also have a module called pandas, which is used for dealing with large amounts of data. We're going to look at that just a little bit. And then we're also, if we get to it, I don't know if we'll get to it today, we're going to introduce exception handling. I think we got a little bit into it earlier. And so an exception indicates an execution time problem. And you've already seen exceptions, right? If you try to divide something by 0, it'll say division by 0 error. If you give something the wrong name, it'll say name error, value error. If you try to convert a string to an integer, you'll get a value error, a type error, index. Remember, if you try to index into a list, beyond the list or behind the list, you get an index error. So all these errors we're going to look at dealing with these exceptions as they occur by using the try and except statements. Because you don't want your program to just crash inelegantly. If you get an exception, you want it to crash elegantly. Okay. So let me scroll up a little bit here. Is this font big enough for you guys to see? I think I can make it a little bigger. There we go. All right. So we're looking at files now. What we got? The arm workout. Man, that's poor. Hello. This is gonna be one of my. I'm going to like a little gathering of faculty next week. I'm gonna talk to the vice president again about getting some better whiteboards. I said even if I have to purchase them myself. These things have lost their luster. Ugh. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so we're talking about files now. Writing to files, reading and writing to and from files, okay? So Python views a text file as a sequence of characters, okay? So it looks at a text file, like say I've got a file here, and it's looking at like character, it looks at it like characters. And this would be position 0, and then we might have a capital T in here, and an H in here, and an E, and a space, and a D, the dog, whatever. So it's looking, this is a file, and then this might be a new line, okay? So it looks at files as sequences of characters, okay? And each character has a position, and like everything else in Python, we start at position 0, and we start reading. And then there might be another line down here with more words, and a new line at the end of the line, and then more lines, and then finally at the end, we have an end of file marker that tells it I've hit the end of that file, okay? So it's reading characters, and if I have a binary file, like an image, like a JPEG or a PNG or a GIF, then this would be binary data. It wouldn't be a T, it might be something like 001100 in position 0. That would be a binary file. If you were looking at that and Python was reading it, this would be a byte in here. Well, if I put 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. So each one of these is a byte. And so it reads them the same way. If it's binary, it reads each one as a byte. As a sequence of bytes, the first character is in a text file, and the byte in a binary file is located at position 0, okay? So we read it sequentially through, all the way through. We just keep reading, and it just keeps reading the file just like that until it gets to the end of file. For each file you open, Python creates a file object that you'll use to interact with the file. So you could do something like, I'll show you this method here, and you guys are going to have an exercise where you're going to write this. You're going to do this yourselves in a second. So here's one way to open a file. We use the word with, and we say open, and that's a built-in a Python standard library, and then we say accounts.text, and we're opening it for mode equals W. What do you think this means? Okay, and then we says as accounts. Okay. Okay, so this line right here, with open accounts.text, mode equals W as accounts. So this is opening a file called accounts.text. If you don't give it a full path name, it's going to create it right in the directory you're at. Okay. W means writing. It means I'm going to open this file and write to it. If this file already exists, it deletes everything out of it with the W. Okay, so if accounts.text already exists and you open it again for writing, it deletes everything and starts with a new file. And then accounts, we say as accounts. This is called the file handle. This is how we refer to it in the future. Okay? So here's our first line. We're saying with open accounts.text and the write mode as accounts, accounts.write, then accounts. Now we have an indent and we say accounts.write. This is a method that it has to write. And then here we're giving it a string. 100 Jones, 100 space Jones space 2498. Okay, so this is their account. Okay, and we put a new line in there. And this writes what we would call one record. Okay, so this would be one record like this. Okay. Everything in a file that ends with a new line, we can just call that a record. Okay. Okay, so this is writing out Gesundheit. And if I use R over here, that's for reading. If I put the mode as R, it means to read. W, if you don't put anything, it automatically opens it for read, meaning you can't write to it, you're just reading from it. W opens a text file for writing, existing file contents are deleted. A opens a text file for appending at the end. So if you open it with the A, anything you write to it goes at the end. It gets appended to the end. And R plus opens a text file for reading and writing. So I can read and write. W plus is for reading and writing, existing file contents deleted. Okay, so R plus doesn't delete, and A plus opens a text file for reading and appending at the end. Okay. New data is written at the end. Okay. So what I want you guys to do in this exercise, I'm going to scroll up a little bit, is open up a. Okay, here we go. Open up VS Code, and I want you to create a new script, call it readwrite.py, and I want you to type all this in right here. Should take you about 5 minutes or so, and let's try it out because we're going to do something with that file after we write to it. Okay? So just create a file and write, and all you have to do is put this in here, and these are tabs right here. So let's create accounts.txt in your directory. Okay? And if you guys would want, if it's easier, let's see if I can do this. I don't think so. Oh, maybe I could. I could email this to you so you don't have to type it. Would that be better, or would you guys rather just type it?
Just put in the,
Can I put
the chat room.
But I'm on my laptop here. Hang on. I don't think I can paste from one to the other, but I can email. Let's see. Let me get my laptop here connected. Okay, it says I'm connected. Oh, I know what I gotta do. Turn this thing off. There we go. Oops. That's you. So go ahead and type it in. I'll see if I can email it to you, if I can get this thing working. I gotta close my Surfshark. I have a VPN that I run, and it messes stuff up sometimes. Okay, that might. There we go. Maybe. There we go. Okay. All right. All right. Let me email that to. Oh, I can just email it to you guys. Well, why does it say not connected? Let's see. File. Right. Oops, that's not what I wanted to copy. Let's try that again. There we go. All right, I just emailed it to you. You probably already typed it, but. All right, let me know if you guys, if you have it, just raise your hand. I'll come by and check it out. If you've already typed it. You got it? Cool. When you ran it, did it create a file?
Oh, I guess so. I was wondering what it did. Oh wait, no.
Do like a dir right there. Just type dir again on this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, now try this. Type in, you see at the bottom? Okay, type in more, M-O-R, space, accounts.txt. You can just hit the tab.
What?
Accounts.txt.
Oh. Was it? Oh, I wrote MRO.
And you know, you can hit the tab too, so you don't have to type. There you go.
Yep.
Did you get it? You
I
get it?
haven't started on that yet.
Okay. Alright, fine.
So.
Oh yeah, I'll do that in inspecting. We should copy it in Python.
Yep. Did it run? Did you create your
Oh.
file?
I'm not sure. I'm clicking one. It just does.
Just do a dir in there. Type in, or you're in Unix. Type in ls.
LS.
Yeah. ls.
Oh,
S.
L.
Sorry. Accounts.txt.
Okay, cool.
And now you could type cat, C-A-T, space, accounts. Just hit tab. It'll fill it out.
Tab.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay, cool.
Okay, it worked. Good.
So let's do
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
you ran it?
normally it would just
Good,
be a
okay.
.py, but it's an exe.
Do dir
so it's
now,
run
you're-
somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, accounts.txt. So you could type more, M-O-R-E.
So,
Just type the word more, M-O-R-E, space, accounts.txt, and just hit your tab. It'll fill out. Hit your tab. Okay, and hit return. There you go. Okay, good. You get it?
no, what was that?
More? Yeah. Oh, down in here. So once you run that,
Okay, yeah, right.
do a dir first. Let's see if it's in there. Yeah. Scroll up a little bit else. Oh, yeah, it was at the bottom. Okay, so in here, type in more, space, ACC, and just hit tab. Yeah, hit return. Yeah, there it is. Let me show you guys something, so I don't have to repeat it. So once you run this, let me do it myself. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do it. If you've already done it, just so. I'm gonna say file, new file, Python file. Okay, I'm gonna paste it in here. There it is. Okay, let me save this. File save as. I'll just put it in my downloads. What do we call it? Read, write Python. Oh. Now watch this. I'm gonna. Oh, let me get out of this. Okay, there it is. Okay. Ooh, I got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, I'm gonna run this. So I'm gonna open it, accounts.txt. I'm gonna do, now look, let me make this bigger so I can. Okay, so I've got my terminal window down here, which is like a command shell. I can type dir to see all my files. If I type dir a star, it'll show me all my files that start with A. Okay, so now I'm gonna run this, and it should create accounts.txt. Okay, now I'm gonna do dir a star, and now you see it created accounts.txt. If I wanna see the contents of that in the Windows command line, I can type more accounts, and I can just hit the tab key, and it fills out, and I can hit return, and it shows that it created 5 lines, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this created a file, and you can see it with the more command. If you're in Unix, like Tony is, and you see a % there, that means you're in Unix, and you would type cat to concatenate the file. Does anyone else have a Unix prompt on it? Or yeah. Does everybody's look like mine? Like this with a C colon. Does everybody's look like this? The prompt in the terminal? Oh, you're in, oh yeah, okay, hang on. Type in Control C. You're in I. Okay, so now you do a dir. Okay, there's your stuff. So now type in more. Just say ACC tab. that's how you can see, that's how you can look at a text file. Just type more. Okay, type in D, oh, your unit, so type in LS. Okay, you have your file. So now you type cat instead of more, CAT space, type ACC, and hit the tab. Fill it out.
X86 or ARM?
Yes.
What?
Do you know if that's a x86 or ARM?
What? The site
Uh,
or the
processor.
computer or the- No.
You tell them what's that for.
There it is, accounts that takes, see that? Type in more. Space. Just hit that window. Space. Space, not space. Type ACC. Or put space in. Now hit tab. Okay. Okay, now hit return. Okay, so there's your file. You can see at a row of 5 lines. Okay. Good work. With the,
Plus,
there it is. Counts that thing. Counts that thing more. Space and count those. And you can just hit A. You get it? Yeah, say more space accounts. Hit just hit the tab. Got it. Everybody else got it? Oh, that's your initial. Oh, it kicked you out? Okay. I'll let me check you got it? Looks good. You got it? Good. Oh, you're in Unix too. So LS is your command. Yeah. Did you know that already? It means list. You got it? Baron, did you get it? Did you get it? No. Okay, you got more? You get it? Okay, that's good. Excellent. Good job, guys. Fernando? Did you get it? More space accounts. Accounts. Just type ACC, now hit tab. Just choose, yeah, now hit the tab. That's autofill. Now hit return. There we go. Okay, that's how you see it. Okay, you got it. You go, you got it. Good, okay. You guys all got it, right?
Yes.
You got it, okay. Did you guys get it? Did everybody get it here? You got it already? Yeah. Yeah, you got the.
that
oh,
was me
that
doing
was
something else.
That's when you typed it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to let Cipriano in. Okay. Very good, guys, very good. Okay, so, let me clear my screen. CLS clears your screen. This is all, these are all DOS commands. That's what Bill Gates wrote. He wrote DOS, Disk Operating System. He wrote that. That's why he's a millionaire now.
Did he steal?
Billionaire.
I thought he stole those.
Maybe he did.
Pirates of Silicon Valley.
So everybody used to do stuff like this with the command line, and then they wrote Windows. So you wouldn't have to do stuff like this, and you could do things in Windows. Right? And that's how Windows came about. So this CLS clears your screen. DIR is a directory listing. I've got a ton of files in there. So you could do DIR and then just A star gives you everything that starts with an A. And then if I just type A and I hit the tab, it's auto-filling. And what does that little dot mean? This is it says dot / accounts.tech. Does anybody know what the dot means? In Unix, a dot means my current directory. It means where I'm at right now. I'm trying to look at this file right here. The dot just means current directory. 2 dots means a directory up. So if I wanted to change directory, that's called CD. So look, I'm in C users Ray BR. If I wanted to change directory to 1 up, I would say CD dot dot. And that goes back up a directory. CD dot dot, back up a directory. Now I'm in the root. I'm in C. I'm as far as I can go, right? And now I have to get back to C users RB to get there. So I could just CD users, hit a tab, Ray, hit a tab, and then I'm back where I should be, where I want to be. And if I do a DIR again, I could see I've also got Anaconda and ArcGIS. So those are just some, let me get Carlos in here. There we go. Okay, so you have done your first class exercise, very good. Let's get to a little more. So now you've written to a file. Antonio, let's let you in. Now you've written to a file, okay. You can also write to a file using the print function if you want. You can just type print and then in single quotes 100 space Jones space 2498, and in here you say file equals accounts. And it assumes, if you just say accounts, that it's a .txt, which is a text file. If you put txt at the end of something, it assumes it's just plain text that you can look at with the more command. If you've ever looked at a binary, if you try to do more on a binary file, has anyone ever done that? You just see a bunch of gobbledygook. Let's see if I have a binary file in here. Okay, when I did dir right here, A, see where it says a D here? That means these are directories. Okay. If I just do a dir, let's see if I have any binaries in here. If you see anything that says exe, it's a binary. And something with that starts with a dot, you can name files that start with a dot. They're hidden files. Normally you don't see them. If you name it dot something, they're normally hidden. They're normally like setup files that you use. And these are actually directories. That's weird. Okay, so I was going to show you what here we go. File.bin. I bet that's a binary file. Maybe. Yeah. So did you see it's just like gobbledygook? It just printed out a couple of weird characters. So this is a binary file right here. It's got like some kind of a greater than triangle, less than triangle, an arrow, and a couple of exclamation points. So it's trying to display stuff that's in binary. But if you try to do more on a binary, that's what you're going to get. It's going to look like junk. Okay, so now you wrote to a file, you created records. Here's another topic. Many applications, when you open a file, like in Python, if you say with open, it's opening a file and it's keeping that file open until you release it, and it's using up the resources of your computer to store that file, okay, and keep this file handle open. If you use the keyword with, as soon as you're done writing, and you guys wrote 5 lines, it automatically closes the file accounts.txt, okay? There's another command called, you could also do it like this. You could say a file equals open And then you could say accounts.text. And then you could say mode equals W, okay? And you could do it this way. And so once you have it open, then you would say a file dot write, you know, something in here. Hello. You want to put a new line in there too. Okay, so you could start writing, and then, but this file remains open. This is the file handle over here now. So if you forget to close this, it's eating up resources. So once you're done writing, you should say a file dot close. At the end, after you've opened files, you should always close it, because they're just sitting there open and they're taking up resources. So this is just another way to open a file and write to it. This is a simpler way. If you use with open, as soon as you're done writing, boop, 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 it closes it automatically for you. Okay? So you're not using up the resources. So Python's with statement automatically calls the close method to release the resource. So now let's look at reading data from the file. So you've written that one, right? So now we want to open it for reading. So I want you guys to do this. This is a class exercise again. I want you to type in this code. You can do it in the same file. With open accounts.text, mode equals R now for read, and then you're going to do a formatted print. You're going to print the word account, left justified in a field of 10. You're going to print the name, or the string name, colon, left justified in a field of 10 characters. And then you're going to print the word balance, oh, I forgot double quotes here, colon, right justified in a field of 10. And this is going to line up all the decimals for these account numbers. I forgot this. There we go. Okay, so we're opening the file for reading, we're printing something, and then we're saying, we have a for loop now, for record in accounts. Because remember, accounts is our file handle, and it's going to read a line at a time. It's going to read this first line, boom. This is one line, this is one record, okay? It's going to read that, and it's going to be stored in record, and then you're going to say, and you guys kind of remember this hopefully, that's going to store it as a list, and you're going to split it into these three names, account, name, and balance equals record.split. Remember that? That splits on white space. So it's going to put 100 into the variable account, Jones into the variable name, and 2498 into balance, and then you're going to print those things out formatted, the same as you did up here. Left justified, and then right justified in 10. Okay? So why don't you try that? Do you want me to mail that to you? Is it easier, or easier just to type it up? I'll mail it to you anyway. Let's see here.
Yeah, say we use the same file. Yeah, you should copy and paste that thing up there, or whatever you buy. Yeah, we do it.
There you go. So once you get that done, raise your hand and I will come and check it out. So you've written to a file, now you're going to read from a file and print out. You done already? That's right, you're a fast typist. Good. It just printed right out. Good, good. And it lined up all the decimals. Yeah, nice. Good. Excellent. just emailed that to you if you don't have it.
Oh. This one expects that to still be there.
And you can put it in the same script you have, it doesn't matter. You can just put it at the bottom. Good practice typing. Keyboard. Oh, so now do the same thing. Okay, so you wrote, that's writing, and now you gotta read. So this is gonna read from that file. So you can just start right here. Now you can do it in the same script. You get it?
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
I think so, at least it's printing like this.
Did it print exactly what? Yeah.
Anybody know where this name is mentioned?
Oh, make that a right. There.
I'm a little trouble figuring out.
Yeah, no, decimals line up. Excellent. Work.
Why is that?
Anyone else want me to check their work?
I don't know.
Oh,
I just-
I'll be back, sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
I just don't know why I don't have name functioning here, or
Okay.
recognized.
Oh, okay, let's see. Oh, wait a second. You don't need an F up here. Oh, wait a minute, you did that right, sorry. This, you don't need an F right there.
Here?
Yeah,
Oh,
and you don't need all these formatting things up here.
I don't need the, curly braces.
No, look at, I think you were, look at this, you messed this line up a little bit. Look at this first line.
Open, accounts dot text, quote, mode. Oh, I missed.
You were putting the print statements on that line.
Yep, okay. Oops.
Sorry.
Good.
I accidentally misspelled it. It's on the first one. So I'm
Oh.
gonna change the name of the file code, or do I go back into my files?
We'll look at that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll look at that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, we will, good question. Anyone else want me to take a peek at their? Okay, choose working, yeah, it's all lined up to the right. So you wrote to a file and read a file. Yeah. Good. Oh, you got it, you were the first one. You got it? Yeah. See how it lines up? Decimal points? Excellent. Good. Okay, Tony, did you get it or something? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Trust. Okay, looks good, everything's lined up, good. Good. Good working, okay.
Pretty
Okay.
cool.
Cool. Renee, I don't know if I walked in on the side yet, you got it, that lines up, good.
This might be my favorite lesson so far.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's cool to be able to write files, good. That's beautiful. You have a nice small text like I do. Okay, very good, guys. So, let's take a little break. Or let me talk about this next two lines and then we'll take a break. So normally when you read a file, you start at 0 automatically. When you open a file and you start reading or writing, it starts at 0. But if you need to reposition it and say you wanted to start reading over here at dog, at the D, that's position 4. You could say file.seek for, and you would start reading right here instead of at the beginning. So you can seek into a file so many characters if you want. Okay? So if we were doing it like this, I could say a file.write hello, and I could put in here a file.seek for or something, and then the next time I wrote, it would move over to that spot and write at that location at 4. So that's the way to move around within a file, is the seek. We're not going to use that very much, but just know that it exists. And then I'll give you guys a little break, so come back at 5 till.